These are my 5 audience members. This is Ashley Ashmore, and this is my persuasion speech. Substance abuse is becoming more and more of a national epidemic problem every single day. The big problem is becoming the parents who are abusing substances such as alcohol and prescription pills on a daily basis. Some parents try to hide the problem, some do not care enough to hide it, and some don't think they actually have a problem at all. These parents are ruining these children who will one day become the adults in their shoes, making the mistakes that could have been prevented had they been given the right nurturing environment and guidance they were stripped of. Some emotional consequences these children have to deal with are as follows from the source slideshare.net, 2013. Children of substance abuse parents tend to blame themselves for their parents' overall drug abuse, thinking that it is their fault and that they are not good enough, and force their parents to use drugs. There is a higher occurrence of depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and suicide attempts among children growing up with substance abusive parents compared to children who grow up with parents who do not abuse substances. These children are looking for hope, for love, for someone to just say, "I care." Well, when the one place they should be receiving this information is from the one place they get the least of it, that's when they turn to pretty much anything that will make them feel loved and cared for. That one thing may be the exact thing their parents are using to feel that love. That is where the term breaking the cycle comes from. As you can see, there is a never-ending cycle of substance abuse if the cycle is not broken. That's what parents need to realize. These basic decisions they're making on a day-to-day basis is killing not only themselves, but the future of their children as well. That's not saying there aren't any children who don't overcome those battles without help, because I myself am a victim of having a parent with a substance abuse problem. I broke that cycle before it ever had the chance of continuing. I'm a better person, and I'll be a better mother because of my mother's substance abuse problems. I want to help children who are in the same position as I was because of what I went through. I look at her substance abuse problem in the most positive ways I can, which led me to the notion that I am who I am today for that. I am thankful for that. But not everyone is as lucky to think that way as I am. That's why these parents today have got to realize it is their responsibility to take care of these children. These kids did not ask to be brought into this world, nor did they ask to be given to a parent with a substance abuse problem. It is never a child's fault for their parents' mistakes, and I feel like it's my duty to help as many children realize that as possible. I'm supposed to persuade parents into not abusing substances, but I think the real key is for me to show them that there is no excuse for not taking care of your own children. It is not about the substances, it is about the children. Putting a literal substance in front of your child, the person who is a part of you, the person you brought into this world, is pathetic, and I have no sympathy for it. According to Kaufman and Ziegler, 1987, many adults with substance abuse disorders were abused or neglected during childhood. Although most do not abuse their own children, they are at an increased risk of doing so. That statement is absolutely true, and that is what is so sad about it. Problems being caused by parents to their own children is something that still amazes me to this day. The guilt should be enough to make them realize this, but sadly it is not. All of these issues can and should be prevented before even beginning to happen. According to HopeNetworks.org 2013, alcoholism and other drug addictions have genetic and environmental causes. Both have serious consequences for children who live in homes where parents are involved. More than 28 million Americans are children of alcoholics, nearly 11 million under the age of 18. This figure is magnified by the countless number of others who are affected by parents who are impaired by other psychoactive drugs. My 5 questions that I read to my audience before my speech had statistics showing that 5 out of 5 of my audience members have family members or parents with a substance abuse problem. This is Ashley Ashmore, and that was my persuasion speech. And now I'm going to read my special occasion speech. And it is devoted to my grandmother. I would like to announce the Grandmother of the Year award to Miss Barbara Massey Bailey. She is the absolute sweetest, most considerate, humble human being I've ever met in my entire life. She is not just a grandmother, she is an angel. Everything she has done throughout her life has been devoted to helping her children and grandchildren in every way possible. I believe there is a special place in heaven saved just for her. She deserves the world, and I wish I could give her just that. I can't possibly put into words how special of a woman she is. I just want her to know that everything I do in my life will be to make her proud. I hope to be able to put a smile on her face every single day. She has been here for me my entire life and never once complained about it. She was the only person in my life that never missed or forgot a single event I had while I was growing up. She worked her butt off to make my life and my siblings' lives better. She never once cared what people said, and when someone even dared to upset me or my siblings, she let them know really quick that wasn't going to be okay. She's my saving grace, and I'm devoting everything I do in my life to make hers better. I want her to be the person to give me away at my wedding. I want her to be the person in the delivery room with me when I have a child. I want her to be the one I'm buried by when they lay me to rest. I wouldn't know true love or compassion without my grandmother's heart. Her heart isn't just an ordinary heart. It beats so heavily with love that I honestly don't think I'll ever meet someone else with a heart like hers. She's beautiful inside and out, and that's what makes her so precious to me. This woman doesn't deserve the Grandmother of the Year award. She deserves the Grandmother of the Century award. Mama, I love you so much, you can't even begin to fathom the extent of my love for you. You always have and always will be my angel, my best friend, and most importantly, my everything. This is Ashley Ashmore, and that was my special occasion speech.